Hello students, welcome to Dr. Ashok Mahadik's lectures, Studies Made Easy. Hello students, welcome to lecture 3 of Management Accounting. We had started with the chapter Introduction to Management Accounting. In previous lecture, I explained sources of funds. Now in this lecture, I will explain application of funds. Students, as you know, there are two sides of a balance sheet. In previous format, that is in horizontal format, we had two sides, liabilities and assets. Similarly, in vertical format, we have two sides. Number 1, sources of funds, and number 2, application of funds. In application of funds, we have three subheadings. First, fixed assets. Second, investments, and third, working capital. Fixed assets include tangible fixed assets such as land and building, plant and machinery, furniture, fixture, etc. And intangible fixed asset includes goodwill, copyright, trademark, patent, etc. Second subheading is investment. Investment should be long-term investment. Example, government securities, shares or debentures of another company. Third subheading is working capital, which means capital required to meet day-to-day expenditures of the company. The formula for working capital is current assets minus current liabilities. Current assets includes stock, debtors, cash and bank, bill receivable, advance tax, etc. And current liabilities include creditors, bills payable, outstanding expenses. Now let us see the vertical format of balance sheet. The heading will be like vertical balance sheet of ABC Limited as on last date. Students, you need to draw one particular column and minimum 2 or maximum 3 amount columns next to that. The sources of funds will be presented in this manner. We will begin with proprietors funds, below which we will cover share capital. Under that we may have equity share capital and preference share capital. Subheading B will be reserves and surpluses, which will include all our past profits such as general reserve, P&L account balance, securities premium and capital reserve. Second major heading is borrowed funds, also known as loan fund. It will have two subheadings, 1 secured loans and 2 unsecured loans. Secured loans will include loans like bank loans, debentures, mortgage loans, etc. Unsecured loans will include loans from directors and public deposits. The total of own fund and borrowed fund is called as total sources of funds. It is also known as capital employed. So this is the first side of vertical balance sheet, that is total of sources of funds. The second side of balance sheet will be application of funds. It means where company has invested its funds. The three subheadings are fixed assets, investments and working capital. Fixed assets can be further classified as tangible fixed assets and intangible fixed assets. Tangible will include assets like plant and machinery, land and building and furniture. Intangible will include assets like goodwill, patents, copyrights, trademarks, etc. Under the heading investments, we will cover all long-term investment such as government bonds, shares or debentures of another company, etc. Third subheading is working capital. It will be the net figure of current assets and current liabilities, that is CA minus CL. Current assets will include assets like stock, debtors, cash bank, advance tax, etc. And current liabilities will include items like creditors, bills payable, outstanding expenses, etc. So total of these three subheads, that is fixed assets, investments and working capital, will give you one total. That will be total of application of funds, which will tally with the total of sources of funds, and this way the vertical balance sheet will tally. Students, let us see one practical sum. You will be given a sum like this. From the following information, prepare vertical balance sheet and list of items will be given. You have to first of all identify and mark the item under which it will be covered. Like bank loan. Bank loan is a secured loan, so you have to mark SL next to it. Debentures, again it's a secured loan, so you have to mark SL. security premium is a reserve and surplus, so you have to mark R and S next to it. Similarly, capital reserve is also R and S. Plant and machinery, tangible fixed assets, so TFA. Land, furniture, same way, TFA. Goodwill and patents are intangible fixed assets, so IFA. General reserve and P&L, R and S, that is reserves and surpluses. Government bonds, it's an investment, so just write I. Again, shares and debentures of another company, again write I. Loans from directors and public deposits are unsecured loans, so write UL against these two. Then equity share capital and preference share capital are covered under share capital, so just write SC. Below that we have cash and bank, this is a current asset item, so write CA. Creditors is a current liability item. Similarly, bills payable is also a current liability item, so you have to mark CL next to these two items. Then last two items are current assets, that is stock and debtors, so mark CA against these two. Now this way we have to mark all the items under which they will be covered. Now I am going to show the format of solution. Okay students, all the previous items we had done the markings. Now we will begin with the sources of funds. Below that heading will be proprietors fund, and below that subheading will be share capital. Under share capital we have already marked two items as SC. Now we will write those two items here, equity share capital and preference share capital. We will put the amount in first column and take the total to second column. Clear? Now we will write the second subheading, reserves and surpluses. Under this we had four items like general reserve, P&L, security premium and capital reserve. Again we will record the values which were there in the question in first column, and again we will take the total to second column. Now in this sum, preliminary expense or discount on issue of shares are not there, so we need not record miscellaneous expenditure, which is used to be subtracted from proprietors fund. Okay, so our proprietor funds will include only share capital and reserves in this sum. So we will add up two items appearing in the second column, that is 1,50,000 plus 60,000 will give us 2,10,000. Clear? So major heading was proprietors fund, so one value will appear in third column which will indicate the value of proprietors fund. Now we will move on to next subheading, that is borrowed funds, that is loan funds. This has two subheadings, secured loans and unsecured loans. We had marked SL against two items, that is bank loan and debentures. We will put these two values in first column, take the total in second column. Same way we will do with loans from directors and public deposits, but they will be under the heading unsecured loans, and we will take the total of first column amounts to second column. Now we will add two figures in second column, that is 60,000 plus 30,000 will give us 90,000. So we will get grand total of 3 lakhs, which is nothing but our total sources of funds, that is capital employed. Always you have to follow this format. Now let us go to second part of balance sheet, that is application of funds. Now as already discussed, this will have three subheadings: fixed assets, investments and working capital. Now we had marked separately tangible assets as well as intangible fixed assets. So wherever we have marked TFA, that is tangible fixed assets, we will take it under tangible. Examples: plant and machinery, land and building and furniture. Again we will put their values in first column and take the total to second column. Same way, total of intangible items, that is goodwill and patents, we will record them first in first column and we will take total in second column. Now we will add up values in second column and we will take it to third column. Students, as this side has three subheadings, that is fixed assets, investments and working capital, in third column only three figures will be appearing which belongs to these three subheads. Clear? Now second subhead was investments, which will cover only long term investments. So we had marked I against these investments, that is government bonds and shares and debentures of another company. It doesn't matter whether you take them in first column or second column, but we have to be careful that the total should be taken in third column because it's a major head. Clear? Now third heading is working capital, which will have again subheadings current assets and current liabilities. We had marked CA for current assets. Examples were stock, debtors and cash bank. Again we'll put their values in first column and we'll take the total to second column, and we'll record creditors and bills payable under the heading current liabilities, and we'll record the values in first column and take the total to second column. Now in second column we will subtract current liabilities value of 20,000 from total of current assets, that is 90,000. So we get net value 70,000 in third column. Again I'll repeat, we had three subheadings: fixed assets, investment and working capital. So we should have only three items in the third column. When we add these three, we will get the same total that we had got in part 1, that is sources of funds. These two figures, that is 3 lakhs, will match, and you will come to know that your sum has tallied. That's it, you will get full marks for this. Thank you students for watching this video. Students, if you have liked today's video, click like button and don't forget to subscribe the channel. If you click the bell icon, you will get the early notification for my videos. Students, if you have any doubts or queries regarding today's video, do message us on our official Instagram account. The link is given below in the description. So students, we will meet in the next lecture. Thank you.